Hey, what's up my loves? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a great day, week, month, year, whatever. Today's video is going to be on this look right here. This is a very nice date night appropriate makeup look that I did. I actually did this makeup look when I went out for a little dinner date with the booski, and I actually did this hair as well. I didn't wear these earrings. I couldn't find the ones that I wore with this shirt, but I really love how this makeup look came out. I did switch up the lashes for the tutorial. I couldn't remember what I used in the last one, but these colors that I used and everything in this lip combo. So before we jump in this video, make sure you thumbs up this video if you enjoy tutorials like this when there's like a special event or something going on. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not. I just hit 1,000. Like, I'm super excited. I am trying to build my channel with you guys, so be a part of my family if you would like to. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of the videos, because YouTube be doing some shady stuff. So let's just jump right into the tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So my brows are already done, and I kind of have one eyelid almost done. So I'm gonna go in with the eyeshadow base by NYX, as in the color white, and we're just gonna apply this to my lid. And I'm just gonna use a Real Techniques buffer brush, I believe this is called. It's deluxe crease brush actually. And I'm just gonna take a little amount and then just start dabbing that all over my lid. And I don't want to use too much, because then I don't want it to like crease or be like very thick. I just want a nice even layer. And I'm making sure I bring this all the way out to the outer corners and also the inner part. And then with my fingers, I'm just gonna dab a little bit. So instead of setting my eyes, I'm just gonna go right into the shadows. And the first one I'm taking is Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek. And I'm gonna be taking the It's My RAYE in BH number 6 brush. And I'm just gonna start packing on, the color like this. Really pushing it into the crease as my first transition color. I just love this because it's a soft matte brown with like a pink undertone, like slightly, and then the brush is nice and fluffy but also dense enough to pack on the shadow. So I'm pressing that into the lid or into the crease. So I'm going in, packing on the color. Just because the base isn't set, I want these colors to pop a little bit more. This is why we don't set it with any loose powders or anything. And it makes the colors look a little bit more pigmented than they are, or it shows the true pigmentation of the shadows. So once I start packing that and I think I have it to the intensity that I want it to be, then I start going in and doing little circular motions from the outer portion to the inner portion of the eye. So the second shade we're going to go in with is MAC Saddle and a Sigma E40 blending brush. And I'm doing the same thing that we did with the first color. I'm going to pack it on slightly below in that same packing motion. Go in and start doing the little circular motions after I get it to the intensity that I want it to be. This is just going to deepen it up a little bit more. The same first brush, I'm gonna go in and start blending that out so the two colors are well blended together, but just slightly. So those same soft little circles that I was doing, we're gonna do that to blend the two colors together. So with the next shade, I'm gonna go in with MAC's Brown Script and a Morphe M433 brush. And I'm gonna focus this on the outer portion of my eye and slightly bring that into the crease, just to define the crease a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm doing little circular motions to pack on the color. I'm still packing it on, but now I'm kind of doing the soft blending slightly a little bit more now, like early on, just because the shadow kind of dropped from the, like, a little bit of fallout. So this part of my eye is a little bit set, just a lightly. So I feel more comfortable to start blending like this instead of going in like this and then blending. We were doing that so that nothing looked so patchy when we're first going in on top of the base, if that makes any sense. So I'm just slightly bringing that here, and then with a soft touch, I'm slightly just dragging that into my crease. So I'm just going to lightest brown to darker brown. So the first one was a soft matte with a slightly pink undertone, or like a cool undertone. The second one was like a nice chocolate, like a milk chocolate brown. And then now we're going in with like a reddish kind of brown, which is just slightly deeper. And I haven't used MAC or Makeup Geek shadows in so long. So I was like, let me pull them out. And I'm really bringing that shadow all the way into the inner corners, into the crease to define it. We're going to go back into the previous brush and we're just going to start blending out those edges. And then after that, I go with that previous one. So we're just going in the steps backwards when we're starting to blend them out. So I'm going to pack on a little bit more of that burnt brown script color. Keep going back and applying the shadows so I'm building it up, but it's still nice and soft, like a gradient. So I'm just going to go back in with the first color, second, and then third again. Last matte shade is going to be Makeup Geek's Bitten, and I'm taking that on a Morphe. I believe this is a M441 or something like that. I forget. I'll put it down in the description box. But I'm going to pack that on to the outer portion of my lid only, like my outer crease. And I'm just going to pack that on and slightly like bring it onto my lid. But not like packing it onto my lid. I'm going to pack it on right here. And then I'll start like blending the edges. So some of that is going to go on my lid. So packing it on. And kind of like flicking it out a little bit too. Just keeping it into this portion right here. And just deepen that up. Just like that. In the Revlon PHOTOREADY Eye Arts, I'm going to take the matte shade, which is just like a liquid shadow. I'm going to take majority of the product off and start cutting out my crease with the actual applicator. And then I'm going to go in with a little tiny little brush like this, just to make sure that the lines are really crisp and nice and, you know, even. So there's not that much product, but I'm going right in the front, looking up like I always do. And then I kind of see where my crook piece is going to be, and then I kind of carve that out. I'm only going to stop like in the center of my lid because we want it to be like a nice gradient effect. This dries pretty fast, so I'm trying to work really fast with it. And then we're going to take that Morphe, whatever brush this was, with the Bitten shade. And I'm not going to put more shadow. I'm just literally blending that out slightly. But don't worry, we're going to go in with shadow. So with the MAC 242 brush, I'm going to go in with a MAC shadow. And this is called GINGERSNAP, which looks like this right here. I'm going to pack that onto my front part of that cut crease and kind of slightly blend it out in the middle with that Bitten shade. I'll go back and forth right on the line, close to the line, so I could get a lot of the shadow on there, nice and precise. So I just pull my lid and get as close to the line as possible without going over it. And with a brown script and that Morphe M4330, I'm gonna slightly define that crease. Ups Brownie. And I'm gonna bring this as close as the lash line as possible, and then also tight line with this color because it's not super dark, but it is noticeable, and it gives that smoky effect without being too like closing the eyes. Mascara, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. I'm taking the Huda Beauty in the style FARAH, and I'm gonna apply these onto my lids, and then we're gonna go and move on to our face. Lashes are on, and I already put my primer on. This is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Foundation, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation, and this is in the color Tan. And then for concealer, I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is the color Medium Beige. Using my AOA Studios Hi-Fi brush. This is my favorite brush to blend out my foundation, but I always forget the name. I don't know why. Even more, I'm gonna just take my AOA Studio blending sponge. Setting that with some Airspun loose powder. And I'm going to be taking my Kat Von D Shade Light palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here. This darker shade with this little brush that I got from Benefit. It's from the Hula palette, but it's just a little too light for me. I'm going to be taking this shade right here from NARS, and this is in the color, don't know, can't pronounce it, but wowzers. Blend that out. Looking like a clown up in here. Like, I be beating this face. Ew, 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 ew. I'm just gonna set my face because it's dry as fuck. Much freaking needed. Glow Kit by Anastasia. I'm gonna take these two bottom shades. This is Bubbly and Dripping in Gold. And then on top of that, I'm gonna take my Amrezy highlighter. Glow wing. But I just need to blend that shit out. So I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I got back into my eyes. I went in with my eyeliner by Marc Jacob in Brownie, and I put that into my waterline, dragged it on to my lower lash line, and then I took a little bit of Shadow on a BH and It's My RAYE number 7 brush, and I smoked that on the lower lash line, really to make it a little bit more smokier. Now with a Morphe 507, I'm gonna take the color Brown Script, and I'm gonna focus this on the outer portion of my lower lash line. Brush, I'm just gonna dip into BITTEN and really tighten that on the outer corner. With a clean blending brush, making sure I'm blending that all together. My inner corner highlight, I'm gonna take Shimma Shimma by Makeup Geek. And I'm just gonna put that on the tippy top of my brow bone. With the Nutmeg Lip Liner by NYX, I really wanted to go in with my MAC Cork Liner, but I cannot find it anywhere. So we're just gonna use this. I'm gonna take the MAC lipstick, and this is in Dough. For gloss, I'm taking Myth by MAC.